This is a pretty big news. It looks like the Tesla solar roof, the roof, will be outselling the Tesla Model S, the car, by the end of this year. And this is something that Elon Musk kind of surprised all of us earlier this week with his tweet. And by all of us, I also mean Securities and Exchange Commission, because there might be a little problem there with his tweet. Also, Tesla announced another energy product, which I really think is going to help combine with the solar roof news. And by the way, just in case you don't know what a solar roof is, it is kind of like if your regular roof had a baby with your solar panels, and then it wouldn't come out for like 3 years. And it also the revolutionary product, which I really think is going to push Tesla over the top as far as being a profitable company. Because I don't know if you're aware of this, but just in the last quarterly results, the solar products, the energy products, were under 6% of its total revenues. And it's got to change, because this product is absolutely amazing. So let's generate some electricity coming up next. Taking over the world, electrifying the world, Welcome to E4Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. Go ahead and click on that subscribe button down there so you don't miss anything moving forward. All right, so the solar roof has been an amazing product on paper and pictures, but there's very few of them that have been installed ever since it was announced. I was a very lucky person who was actually able to do a story on one of the first solar roofs installed in San Jose. Here, me in a I think this is the only selfie that anybody ever took with a roof. But I thought that was very appropriate because I did a whole story about it. As a matter of fact, 2 stories on it. Because when it got installed, it took a really long time, and then it took a while to connect it to the utility company, and then on top of that, there were some issues and stuff like that. And we also went back and reviewed some of the savings in terms of electricity savings and the output, and a lot of kind of specs that you guys have been asking about. And so you can see that video on my channel. Both of those are actually one of the most popular videos on my channel, which is kind of weird because the channel is about electric cars. The most popular videos are about the roof. It's weird, but nevertheless, I was really excited to check that out. And the roof does look like just a really nice, slick roof of a house. All right, so now let's get to Elon's tweet. Now, here's the tweet. Now, by the way, he was responding to Ryan McCaffrey, the host of the Unofficial Tesla podcast, who actually got to interview him very recently, but he was just asking about the solar roof. And Elon basically said, spooling up production line rapidly, hoping to manufacture around 1,000 solar roofs per week by the end of this year. That's pretty awesome, and yeah, it was surprising. And you might say, well, Alex, that's pretty cool. We haven't heard from Elon making this announcement on Twitter in a while. You're right. You would be right. The last one you probably seen would be this one, when he basically made a bit of a guess or / estimation. And it got him in trouble once again with the Securities and Exchange Commission, and they ended up working out kind of a list of rules for how he should behave on Twitter, and what are the things he can and cannot, mainly cannot post without the adult supervision, which is, I'm assuming, his attorneys and execs. I think they kind of left it up to Tesla, but nevertheless. So, and that's why it hasn't really been happening much. As a matter of fact, a lot of people praised Elon for kind of growing up as a CEO, including myself. I think it was great in the last few, the shareholder meeting, except for that e2Hollins thing. But overall, he's been really, really CEO-ish. But we'll see what happens with this tweet. Now, let's go over that one point that SEC has in the agreement that might get him in a little bit of trouble. But we're going to talk about how this is going to affect the solar roof announcement, the bottom line for Tesla, and a new product that Tesla just came up with. Now, before that, let me, of course, quickly remind you that this video and this channel is sponsored by Byton. Check out their all-electric SUV called M-Byte, coming to the US and Europe at the end of the next year. So starting at only $45,000, by the way. That's before incentives. So go ahead and make your own reservation, just like myself and over 50,000 other people have. It takes about a minute of your time, but most importantly, $0 down. Go to the description of this video and get yours today. All right, so now a lot of people are saying, like, well, Elon wasn't promising. He said hoping to manufacture 1,000 solar roofs per week. And the thing is, like, it's still something that SEC assumed as it was a projection when he also did approximately. So as a matter of fact, like if you were to invite me to your wedding, right, and let's say, and I would be like, oh, I'm great, I'm excited to go, and I'm really hoping not to throw up on the bride, you probably would definitely make sure bartender cuts me off from the very early evening. By the way, fun fact, that would still not solve the problem because I don't drink. But anyway, you will definitely pay attention to that because hoping is not the same as definitely. Now, even if it was definitely, that would still be a projection. And here's the rule that it would be breaking. This is the list. This is point number 3 on the third page of the agreement, just in case if you want to reference it. Things that Elon, cannot kind of blab out there on Twitter without approval of his attorneys, which he might have received, by the way. One of them is production numbers or sales or delivery numbers, whether actual, forecasted, or projected, that have not been previously published via pre-approved written communication issued by the company, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. Now, I don't know if he got an approval from the attorneys. I'm assuming if he did, it wouldn't be phrased this way. So I don't know. They might have a call from SEC. Maybe they'll get together, have some tea. I don't know. I'm just saying this could be a bit of a problem. But let's move on to the actual meat of things because, as you know, Model S in the United States, it's been selling way below 1,000 units per week, and they're not even making them as many. And obviously, because Solar Roof has a pretty good line out there. As soon as they're making 1,000 weeks, 1,000 per week, they will definitely be selling 1,000 per week, and will be outselling this flagship car, which I think is amazing. Now, here's the thing. When I was one of the few people who were very excited when Tesla bought SolarCity because I hoped that they were becoming bigger than automotive company. They were becoming an energy company. And I thought, well, what is, like, they already have the customer base. But then I realized that even though I owned my Tesla for like 6 years, 3 of them, not a single time I received an email or a phone call or a pigeon mail or smoke signal from Tesla saying, hey, Alex, you have an electric car from us. We know because we sold you one, and it looks like you might have a house. Why not buy solar panels or power pack from us? What do you say? Never. So they just did not run that part of the company well at all. As you know, they kind of went through a transformation and transition, and nothing has been happening. Just like I said, under 6%, and they've been of all sales in the last quarter came from all the revenues came from their energy products. And here's the thing: the energy products they're making in the Gigafactory 2 in Buffalo, and there's been a report that I went over with you guys that that factory is selling a lot of the components to the outside competitors. Essentially, those parts go through the distributors and end up in the hands of Tesla's competitors, and Tesla's losing shares of the market in the United States now for a while to Sunrun, and I think there's another one that are overtaking them. So hopefully now the stuff that they're going to be making there is going to be for their own products. And I'm really excited. I think a lot of people don't realize that the Solar Roof, even though it's expensive right now, obviously it will go down in price, but at the same time, it is definitely something that people haven't figured out how to actually estimate the savings, because they're saying, well, it's so much more expensive. But here's the thing: if you have a regular roof, right, and you install solar panels, let's say your roof is 5 years old, 10 years old, you install solar panels. Well, guess what's going to happen when you need to change your roof? You're going to have to yank out the solar panels, put a new roof in, and then put them back on. Do you know how much it's going to cost you to yank them out and put them back on? It's not going to be free for sure, and you're going to have to have a different company do it, because roofers don't usually install solar panels. Maybe sometimes they do, but you get my point. It's going to be expensive. But when you change out the solar roof, it will be kind of all at once. So, and by the way, it's going to last, I believe they're guaranteeing it for like 30 years. And I mean, I climbed to that roof over there in that picture, and it's really, really well made, and it's very sturdy. People can, walk on it. It's just like, I mean, it's an amazing product. I'm telling you, if we're going to be talking about Tesla being profitable at some point, then they're going to have to leverage these products and sell more of them and really ramp up their energy business to make themselves profitable. And by the way, this brings me to another thing that just happened earlier this week. Tesla announced that they are going to be selling and coming up with a product called Mega Pack. Now, what's the difference between Mega Pack and a Power Pack? If we're talking about the toilet paper, then the mega pack you buy it at Costco. It's very similar concept here. It's basically bigger, is more batteries. Now they are going to be about 60% more, 60% more dense, which is pretty cool. And a farm like this can generate, I believe, let's see, up to 3 megawatt hours of storage energy. So that's some major stuff. So they're going to be farming it from a solar wind energy, storing it and releasing it when there are peak hours, and therefore people save millions, not people, corporations save millions of dollars with this. So this is another thing that's happening now. I know that a lot of us still don't have the power walls, and I'm getting one because I ended up, complaining to Elon on Twitter, and he replied. Got a call from Tesla the next day, but a lot of the other people were not as lucky, So I would really rather have them kind of catch up on that first before selling this humongous mega packs, Costco style, to everybody else. This news may not be as exciting as coming up with a new, unveiling a truck, but it is exciting as far as getting finally that part of the company going. And I mean, think about how well they can do in Q1 and Q2 of the next year if this is the thing. Each installation is not cheap. Each installation could cost as much as the a base Model 3. So this is a major product. Of course, the biggest concern here is that how fast can they install these, right? I mean, 2-3 weeks per installation. That's too long. They're going to have to, and I'm assuming by then they'll be able to start installing them, maybe even within 2 or 3 days. I think that's pretty acceptable. And of course, they need to start working, I'm sure they have, with the utility companies to make sure that the power is turned on much faster. All of this, inspections are done much faster than that. So I'm excited about this. Are you getting a solar roof, by the way? Let me know in the comment section why we're not. And of course, don't forget about our Feed a YouTuber project. You can feed this YouTuber and provide shelter and water and many other things, including press passes and video equipment, just for $5 a month. You can also watch him live, which I think is a very nice perk. And by the way, welcome to one of our new Patreons and participant in that program, Bernard Simon. Thank you so much for joining my Patreon community. If you guys are interested, go to the description of this video. And I hope to see you live here. And if you don't, you can still get something for free from that description part of this page. You can get on our VIP list. Bonus story every Saturday, right in your inbox, completely free, e4electric.com/VIP. That link is also in the description of this video. All right, I'm excited. Are you excited? Let me know in the comment section. Other than that, see you next time, and remember to stay charged.